Hello everyone, and welcome to After Alexander, Episode 53, The Hawk of Anatolia. Last time, we saw Seleucus II ask his brother for reinforcements and Antiochus bringing troops eastwards. However, we do not see these troops ending their journey with Seleucus. Today, we'll be starting off a new and troublesome saga in our story, and taking some time to reintroduce the descendants of Achaeus the Elder into the picture. As we said in episode 52, Seleucus II wanted to reassert control after the Third Syrian War ended. However, this wasn't easy, and Hierax in particular was not going to roll over. He had become king by some means in previous years, and given that Seleucus was constantly battling between 246 and 241 BCE, Antiochus was likely seen as the successor until Seleucus's kids had made it past the early years. As Seleucus's sons wouldn't be born until 243 and about 241 BCE, Hierax presumably still enjoyed this position of heir presumptive at the time of our story. After all, it's better to have an adult on the throne than a child in times of crisis. Antiochus Hierax seems to have used the excuse his brother's missive provided to concentrate political power in Sardis. Once this was done, Antiochus stopped pretending. He claimed the Seleukid throne in its entirety. In the eyes of those in Sardis, long live Antiochus III Hierax. Laodice and her company are mentioned as being in Hierax's camp, as was Laodice's brother Alexander. He was satrap of Lydia, and likely as not, he was second in command near the Taurus. Hierax was allied to Mithridates, the husband of his sister, and drew up a primarily Galatian force. Seleucus marched his soldiers into Anatolia, and Bevan knows this as the start of a fight that would do much more damage than the Syrian War ever could. This is where we're going to pause our narrative in a sense, and talk a bit about the house of Achaeus I keep mentioning. This is because Alexander and Laodice I are members of this dynasty, and they are a force to be reckoned with in Anatolia. Achaeus the Elder was, as we've said before, the second son of Seleucus I. He was in charge of the west and heartland of Anatolia when his brother Antiochus I and his nephew Antiochus II ruled. Achaeus' oldest son was Alexander, the general near the Taurus, and the descendants of Achaeus were powerful in Anatolia. Alexander governed Sardis sometime in the 200s BCE. Achaeus' daughters were Laodice I, Laodice II, and Antiochus, although we'll get into some subtleties regarding Laodice II's parentage next time. Through Antiochus, Achaeus was the grandfather of Attalus I of Pergamon. The other son of Achaeus the Elder was Andromachus, who hasn't done much yet, but will be a captive of Ptolemy III during an unspecified war with the Seleucids. Given the chronology, I assume this refers to the Third Syrian War, although I haven't uncovered any other details. That's as far as we need to go with the tree for now, although the house of Achaeus is not yet done with its relevance for quite some time. We'll get to the implications of Hierax's actions in episode 55. However, that will be the episode after next. This is because we're going to pause the narrative some more and catch up with the children of Seleucus II I touched upon in this episode and in episode 52. Given how hectic our narrative has been thus far, and that the conflict is not going to slow down from here, I thought it would be good to pause and catch up with the next generation while we have the time. Until then, thank you all for listening. Feel free to get in touch with the show's email address for any questions or comments. Until next time, have a great week everyone.